Yeah.
I said come in. Oh, I guess I didn't. Well, hi, have a seat. How can I help you? I guess you can still call me Dr. Riojas, but my friends just call me Aspen. So I guess you decide. So, what brings you into my palace of disgrace? Sorry, I've just gotten used to it. Doesn't mean everybody else has. I used to work down at the state university just up the road, you know? Well, kind of hard to explain. My specialty was, part of the reason I don't work there anymore. Have you heard of technotheology? Yeah, few people have. So are you the one who called me? You sound different. Okay, that was your neighbor, Randy. All right then, and who are you? Wait a second, don't you trust me? No, I guess you wouldn't. Not with all this cloak and dagger shit happening, huh? No. Hey, I promise, no daggers here. And I don't think I have any cloaks, at least ever since I started using this as a base of operation. There's just a hell of a lot less room for extra coats and shit, you know? But a small town historical society makes for a nice quiet spot to park. They get to list someone with a PhD as their director, albeit a PhD in something that's got nothing to do with running a museum the size of a convenience store. But people stay out of my hair, for the most part, and every once in a while I get a curious, nameless neighbor type digging around. So, unless you're interested in a guided tour of our fine city's former mayor's wife sets of china, let's get down to brass tacks, huh? Why are you really here? Wait, what? How long ago? I mean, when did you notice? Okay, when did she notice? Yeah, sorry, I just need to take some notes on this. And you said she's got journals? Yeah, yeah, and how often? Fuck. No, I mean, yes. Sorry, I'm just processing. You said you and your neighbor have at least 18 different documented pairs of simultaneous events like this? Well, how would you describe that dynamic? It's more than coincidence, right? Okay. If you're not sure, then would it be fair to say that they seem to be balancing themselves out? I mean, you said every time something beneficial happens to you, something tragic happens to her, and vice versa. Is there any rhyme or reason to it beyond that? Any other pattern? Sorry. Didn't mean to push. I'm a recovering academic. We ask a lot of questions. Hazard of the trade, I guess. How about those journals? Can I see them? Okay, scans then. Yeah, great. Perfect. never noticed before, but it seems like this always happens when something good happens across the street. Wait a minute, your name's not in any of these. She took it out. Why'd you do that? I see. Is there anything in particular making you nervous about all this, other than it just being a little spooky? You think you got on somebody's bad side? Oh, the creepy weirdos in the gray jackets. Yeah, they're a little, intense. What did the police say when you reported them? Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, knowing what I know about those wannabe spies, I don't blame you. Especially if you've got a kid now. Okay, anonymous neighbor from across the street, let's see what else these journals have to tell us. Yeah. And I thought maybe I was wrong because they got a new car, but I asked around and it turned out it wasn't just a spontaneous splurge. It was because, wait, you were in a car accident a couple weeks ago. Last month, sorry. Well, I'm glad you and your family are okay, but it sounds like your car totaled, huh? And it looks like your friend Randy here on that day. Okay, not friend, neighbor. Hey, I get it. Boundaries, right? Not everybody wants to be friends with their neighbors or university coworkers. I see. Sure. You just want to be cautious with the kid and everything. Makes perfect sense. Okay, you and your neighbor, just neighbors. Just trying to figure things out. Find out the truth. Got it. So, last month, you and your fiance got in a car accident, which I'm assuming was pretty scary, but you made it out all right. And insurance took care of most of what you needed. Or not really, but you'll manage. Sure, okay. And during that time, what was Randy doing? What was the date again? The 12th. And Oz told me to close my eyes, even though I get car sick if I can't see where we're going. Who's Oz? Oh, okay, got it. And then we pulled up to the most beautiful bed and breakfast I'd ever seen. Oz never took me anywhere like that before. Part of me was wondering if this was going to be the weekend we got engaged. Oh, honey. Oh, yikes. Well, yeah, they broke up, right? She told me over the phone. That was part of the initial explanation, so... Ouch, dramatic irony's a bitch. Some of this is hard to read. Well, I don't want to keep you if you have to be somewhere. You think it's all right if I copy these pages to my drive? I want to read them all carefully, but... She did. Okay, good. All right. And I'm wondering, while you're here, if there's anything else you can tell me that I'm not going to find in these journals. So you do think she's onto something, huh? Oh, hey. Now, I don't know much about life, but I do know you can't plan it. So if you're trying to avoid major tragedies by staying home and doing nothing, I think you're going to be sorely disappointed. Tragedy comes knocking just as well as opportunity. But the good thing is, I think they both show up with about the same frequency. But personally, even as much of a reclusive madcap bookworm as I am, I still like to get out and do things. That's how good stuff happens too, you know? Have a little adventure? Well, you know, I don't have to tell you. You just had a kid. That's an adventure. And that's a perfect example. You didn't have to go far to find that one. Sometimes adventure finds you. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to tell you here. It seems you're on the radar with the gray jackets. They've never given me any trouble specifically, but they seem to always be around. So if you're worried about them hurting you or taking you or something like that, I highly doubt it. Oh, they absolutely give me the creeps. And I can't be sure, but I think that group may have had something to do with me not working at the college anymore. Something I read once, but I can't be sure. Message from someone. I don't know. I have a question for you. Would you be willing to come tell your story to a slightly larger group of people? Not just me? Sure, both of you if you can make it. That would be perfect, actually. Yeah, we meet this coming Wednesday at the university. I still have some friends there, and they're able to help us out with the meeting spaces. You think you can make it? No, it's not really a formal group. We're just trying to put some pieces together. Like you and Randy. No, no one else quite like you two. Just a number of other suspicions. I mean, we've been called much worse than conspiracy theorists, so, yeah. So will you be there? Please? I don't know if you realize how significant it is what you're experiencing, but I'm hoping if we can put it together with the other information we have, we may be able to start making sense out of all this. Them? It seems like they just don't want anybody doing what we're doing, digging up more facts. But like I said, I'm not too worried about any violence or anything when it comes to the gray jackets. Still, watch your back, I guess. All the more reason to figure this out quickly. Great. So, Wednesday then. It's Lecture Hall B in the Humanities Building. Well, we call the group Woodhull, but that's kind of an inside joke and a long story. But yeah, if you get there before I do, ask for Woodhull. And thanks for telling your story and the journals. Yep, Wednesday, 7. See you then.